Hey, welcome back to Frank's Favorite Foods, where I'm always cooking up a good time. This is the channel where I teach you how to make restaurant quality food at home. This week I'm making roasted corn chowder, Maryland style, of course. I'm happy to let you know that the price and availability of blue crab seems to be improving. So you won't actually have to fly to Maryland and catch your own like I caught these beauties here a week ago. And just to be clear, they were caught and consumed in Maryland, not turned into soup. While this recipe has more than a few ingredients, it's not difficult to make. I'm going to show you how. I'm roasting the corn on the grill, so first I'm going to soak it in water for about 30 minutes. You'll need to prepare 1.5 cups of chopped celery. This is a great fall soup. It's also a good way to utilize some extra crab meat if you happen to have some. But I'm thinking, like extra money, I rarely have extra crab meat. So what I'm really trying to say is you don't need a whole pound of crab meat to make this soup. As always, the recipe's in the description. So far we've prepared chopped celery, onion, and shallot. The shallots are an important part of the recipe as they really bring out the flavor of the crab. I'm cutting this potato into about 1-inch cubes. The potatoes are going to dissolve and help to thicken the soup, so I'm cutting them a little larger than they'll actually end up being in the finished product. So this is weird, but tell me if it's ever happened to you. I'm really particular about my corn. I like it tender, toasted, not overcooked. So I know that my neighbor's kind of particular about his food too. So I yell over the fence, "How do you like your corn?" So he sends me this video. This horrible, disgusting, filthy video. And that's not even the worst part. I mean, I watched this thing for 35-40 minutes and there still wasn't any corn. Oh, wait, now I get it. This is the corn I had soaking. I ended up grilling it for about 15 minutes. The grill was at around 350, 375 degrees. Use a knife to remove the kernels from the cob. Use the back end of the knife to scrape the cob to get all the extra corny goodness off of there. Speaking of corny goodness, we're going to make our own corn puree to add to the soup. I would have had a little more corn for the puree, but people kept eating it. While I'm using bacon fat to get some smoky flavors in the soup, I'm not actually putting any bacon in the soup because I want to showcase the corn and crab. I'm combining the celery, onion, and shallots. Sauté the vegetables on medium-high heat for about 2 minutes or until they just start to become tender. Add 2 tablespoons of butter and then stir in the potatoes. Cook this mixture for about 3 to 4 minutes in the pan. Take the time now to season this mixture with a little salt and pepper. We'll taste again for seasoning later. Now I'm adding 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. Reduce the heat slightly and cook this mixture for 3 or 4 minutes. Make sure to cook this thoroughly. You don't want your soup to taste of flour. Add the corn puree. Now we're going to begin adding the liquid to the soup. It's best to add it gradually, stirring as you go. Next, I'm adding some whole milk. Next, let's add the corn. We didn't introduce it earlier because it's already cooked and it doesn't need to keep on cooking forever. A little heavy cream will add some silkiness to our chowder. This is 1/4 cup of dry sherry. And you can't call it Maryland style without that Old Bay. Maybe a little more Old Bay. Check for seasoning and viscosity. I don't like overcooked crab meat. I prefer to add the crab meat right when I'm serving it. A nice handful on the bottom. Ladle the soup over the crab meat. A little more roasted corn for the top. And of course, a lot more crab meat. Garnish with fresh parsley and some more of that red stuff. And that's the dish. The thing about this soup is getting the balance right. so that you really get to taste that nice roasted corn flavor and the delicious blue crab. Hey, if you're not a subscriber, you should be. And hit the little notifications bell. That way, you'll know every time I put out a video. If you're like me and can just never seem to get enough blue crab, click on my video for colossal half-pound Maryland-style crab cakes. Please know how much I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Leaving a like or a comment always helps. I'll see you in the next video.